Welcome back to the channel. Today we're off to Efford Park again as Motherwell will take on Dundee in the Finnish Premiership. We've yet to win a game since Boxing Day, so that's a bit worrying. But the last time my sister was there, she's coming with today, Motherwell won. So hopefully that run, if you could call it that, continues and we get the result today. But we're up against Mcghee's Dundee. He's yet to win a game as Dundee manager. Last weekend they had a disappointing game against Livingston where they were 4-0 down in something like 30 minutes. But I'm telling you, just like Tony Watt scored against Dundee United, I think it's written in the stars for Mark Mcghee to get his first win as Dundee manager against Motherwell. And I know that many Motherwell fans are feeling the same. If we do get beat today and we don't, or we drop points, I think it's time to start asking questions of Graham Alexander as manager. I mean, that would be... But as I say, Boxing Day, the last time we won a game, he says we're 2 points off fourth, he's right, but we're also like 2 or 3 points off a 10th, so it just depends if you look at it as a glass half full or a glass half empty. But let's get off to Efford Park and see if Motherwell can get the result. Come on, they will. Kick off, our team's just about to come out, so I'll give a score prediction before they do come out. I know I said with the team we should have enough to win, but there's literally zero confidence in me surrounding Motherwell. They're going to go for one each today. I think we will draw the game. I don't think it's a game that we'll win, and I'll be raging after the game. I think, Ross, what do you think the score is going to be, mate? 2-0 to Motherwell. Who's scoring? Van Veen get the two of them. There we go, Roscoe's gave me his prediction. I hope he's right and I hope I'm wrong, but time will tell. First half chance here as Dundee have a corner. Feeling the worst already. I'm done. We'll get it a foot. Oh my god. The man's 0-0. To summarise, we're shite. It's a diagonal ball, Paul McMullan brings it down. It gets the better of Stephen O'Donnell, cuts inside and curls one past Liam Kelly. I told you, I did say before the game, I expected Dundee to come out and get a fans a performance today. The fans are going absolutely mental, quick time was slow. Terrible start first. Surprise! Motherwell scored a goal! It's great play. But Kevin Van to hold the ball up. He smuggles the ball across goal. Joe Efford has a swing at it. Misses it first time and it falls back to him and dispatches it second time to get his first goal for the club. It's a goal for Joe. It's 1 each. Come on, Motherwell! The goal seems to have given us a wee bit of confidence. It's good played in the night with Stephen O'Donnell. Slips one into the feet of Van Veen, he can't quite get the touch, but it falls to Joe Efford and he hits one just wide. Since we got the goal, we come right back into it and hopefully we can get the second goal before half time. 20 minutes gone, 1 each. Oh wait, we're in! Oh folk, Joe Efford was in there, 20 minutes gone, 1 each. We've had more action in the first 25 minutes of this game than we did the whole of Wednesday night. I feel like I should have just kept this camera on. Motherwell win the ball in the middle of the park, Mark O'Hara. He has a chance to slip in Kane Willie, but he opts to give it to Joe Efford. He switches his play to O'Donnell and O'Donnell cuts out Efford again with a cross. And he's got to score. It's a free header at the back post, but he heads it wide. If Kane Willie connects, Motherwell will find themselves 2-1 up just before the break. It's a great clip in behind for Stephen O'Donnell and he tries to volley it. And he just fresh airs it, but if he connects, I'm telling you, we're going in at half time with a lead. By the way, I have to say the Dundee goalkeeper Sharp, his kicking's been a bit blunt to be honest. It's not been very good. It's definitely a weakness. Oh, a penalty shout. Check out the penalty. I mean, a free kick definitely. I don't know whether it was in the box or not. But let's get the linesman a bit. How's that not a foul, man? Lionel? He's deep. As I said, half time, Motherwell 1, Dundee 1. It was a terrible start for us. Don't get me wrong, Paul McMullan curls one at the top and it's a good finish, but We started pro, they get an early goal, but again the response is good. Joe Efford gets his first goal for the club. Then after that, I'd say we've been a slightly better team. Came away, has a chance for the big connection rate as a goal, and then with plenty of tendency, plenty of possession. So here's hoping in the second half we can't get that goal that will see us have our first league win of the year. Motherwell out for the second half, and the big second half of that is we're away at Dundee. Speaking to my assistant at half time, she said it's over 3-1, but I don't know. I did say man each to pull the game, but again, hopefully I'm wrong. Come on, Motherwell. I did say before the start of the game I was worried about our midfield. The only one today that's got pass marks is Mark O'Hara. He picks up the ball in the middle of the park, and drives about 25 yards to goal and drills one just wide of the post. I still think we should be starting players like William Shaw, Callum Slattery, even Dean Cornelius deserves a shot. Because when he started, he's like, well, just Liam Donnelly and Sean Gostin don't do anything for me. So I'd like to see maybe change the midfield to get into the end of this game. Graham Alexander, look, his assistant asking what the problem is. I can tell you, it's a midfielder not winning any battles at all. And Dundee will score, they drill one just wide of the post. If anybody's going to score, for me it's not going to be Motherwell, it's going to be Dundee that are going to take this game. Unless we change our midfield now. I just said it was Dundee that would be likely to score, but we get one down the left hand side, it's drilled in low, get to the feet of Kevin Van Veen. He hits one on the turn and it curls just over the bar. Unlucky there, but 25 left. Life's full of mysteries, and one of them is why we're 73 minutes into this game and Graham Alexander's not changing anything. There's boos coming for the John Hunter standing quite rightfully slow, because this is absolutely dismal to watch week in, week out, and we don't get a goal. Questions are going to be asked as to whether he should still be in a job for me, because it's every week though, it's just dire. Chance in the half there for Motherwell. It's a throw in, Kevin Van Veen flicks it on. First Taylor on the through one, and the defender gets a toe and deflects it into the hands of Sharp. Chance in the half there for Motherwell. Come on, he's another one, please. Hopefully Alexander's watching this cameo for Tierney and thinking the same that I've seen. He's come on, he picks up a wee bit of space in the pocket, slips in Van Veen, and Van Veen takes a heavy touch and the chance is gone, but he really looked like doing something for his come on. I mean, I've always said that when he does play like the wee pockets of space that he picks up, and he's a creative player. And when you look through that midfield that was starting, it's exactly what was missing. He's a creative player. We didn't have anybody creative in the middle. We were starting to play a wee bit better with Slattery and Tierney coming on. Full time, Motherwell 1, Dundee 1, and questions start to be asked Alexander for me. We need creative midfielders. He starts with 3. I mean, Mark O'Hara arguably, but the other 2 are fucking not even football players in my opinion. Useless, empty jerseys, the 2 of them. They better not start in the cup because they're hopeless. But anyway, we'll do the full recap in the house.
I had to take a day to calm myself down before I did this conclusion after that. So let's wait. The experience will start off with the game. It was a terrible day, to be honest with you. I did say before the start of the game that we had to get a midfield selection right. For me, we didn't. I said it when I seen the team. Donnelly, Goss, nowhere near good enough. Some of you might have heard me phoning Clyde 1 last night in a slightly more animated manner than what I'm talking about just now, but the point still stands that they aren't good enough to be playing in the midfield at the moment. There's guys like Dean Cornelius, Ross Tierney, Callum Slattery, who all deserve places ahead of they 2, even Liam Shaw. That's how far down the pecking order those 2 players are. For me, they're ineffective. They don't create. They offer nothing. Liam Donnelly's had one good season at Motherwell where he was one of our top, I think he was our top goal scorer. But even in that, a lot of the goals came through the penalty spot. I think there was the one that was deflected against Kilmarnock and a header against Aberdeen. Apart from that, the rest were penalties, if I remember correctly. So that flattered to deceive that season a wee bit. But as for the game, I did enjoy the first half. I thought after Dundee scored, which was terrible for us to start the game that slowly, that we did start to grow into it a wee bit, but I was looking for a lot more in the second half, and that has to fall with the manager by not putting the creative players like Slattery and Tierney on quick enough, and questions really to start to be asked about his position. 5 points in 30 now, and Motherwell the game's getting less than 5 points for how it was yesterday. It's getting a 4 out of 10. Spells were okay, but we should be beating teams like Dundee, and our form hasn't been nowhere near good enough this year. We'll go on to the atmosphere, and before I get into it, I want you to suggest something else that I can rate apart from the atmosphere, because I feel like every time I go to Efford Park, the atmosphere's terrible, really. And that could be down to how the team are playing at the minute. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10, but if there's anything that you can suggest that I can rate apart from the atmosphere, then please do let me know down in the comments, because I want to try and keep these vlogs fresh, keep them different, and I think if I just keep rating terrible atmosphere after terrible atmosphere, it'll be pretty boring for you to listen back to on a recap. So do let me know down in the comments what else you think I could rate. On to the referee's performance. I thought the referee had a good game. He got most of his decisions right. I mean, I remember us having a penalty shout in the second half that I could have been a penalty, but I think it would have been soft. So there wasn't any real major decisions apart from that for the referee to make. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Thought he was fairly solid, but because of the lack of big decisions in the game, I can't give him more than a 7. So if he got the real big decisions correct, then if there was a few, that would take it up to a 9, 10, that kind of area. But I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10 for referee performance. We now move on to the opposition, and there's been much talk on social media about the appointment of Mcghee. I think it's a poor one. I think he's only won 4 games since he was sacked as Motherwell manager, and it says all about him, his managerial record. But no, listen, Mark McGee's a great guy, and I do, I've known Mark when my dad worked at the club, and I do feel harsh saying that, but I have to call it as I see it, and I can only say that I think it's a poor appointment. I'm going to have to give Dundee's performance a 6 out of 10, because although they did get a point, I don't think they did anything miraculous. I didn't really feel threatened despite them breaking on us in the second half. I did say if anybody was going to score at one point, it was going to be Dundee, but I thought that was through how toothless we were in midfield, the lack of us winning second balls, and it was down to our mistakes. So Dundee's performance, that gets a 6 out of 10, which brings the overall score to 20 out of 40. So pretty average day at the office, and it's been a below average 2022 for Motherwell. We need to win the cup against Hibs, otherwise we're going to start asking questions of Graham Alexander. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.